Here are a few points of interest. You can follow along with the check-in process by visiting bit.ly/ECR logs. From this page, you can select the net you're interested in and view the log in real time. Again, that URL is bit.ly/ECR logs. We have a text in. Text your call sign to 716-317-9050. Receive a confirmation of your check-in, and Net Control will work you in at the appropriate time. This option is not for in and out. If you check in using this method, please plan on sticking around and participating. Again, the phone number is 716-317-9050. Please stand by for the net beginning shortly.
The East Coast Reflector use net will be happening at this time at 8 p.m. Alright, we have some announcements. The East Coast Reflector magazine is out now. Reflector.com/magazine. We also have an aeronautical mobile net, and if you will visit it at bit.ly/ECRAM-net. The magazine is free and includes an audio version, and you can subscribe to the magazine at bit.ly/ECR-subscribe. The next that will be happening is the Morning Brew, Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. The Amateur Radio Newsline, Sundays at 1 p.m. and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. The TechNet at Tuesday at 8 p.m. The 20-meter net on 14.317, Thursday at 10 a.m. The Youth Net, which is going on right now. The 40-meter net on 7.245, Saturday at 9 a.m. And the Trivia Net, Saturday night at 11 p.m. And you can follow along with our logs by going to the East Coast Reflector. You can go to bit.ly/ECR logs. And with that, this is Dave. We're going to be taking some check-ins. If you want to check into the net, I'm going to have amateur radio operators. Please check in here now.
Kilo, Golf, Bravo, Uniform, Tango. Kilo, Golf, 4, Bravo, Uniform, Tango.
Right, this is KHMEGF, acknowledging one station. We had KC4BT, Grayson, in Orlando, Florida. And that we're gonna take some new check-ins.
K8BWK, K8BWK. Kilo Mike 4, Whiskey Zulu Delta, KM4, WZD. A4G Alpha, Kilo 4 Golf. Lima Yankee Sierra. KC9TEW, KC9TEW. This is Kilo Charlie 3, Yankee Whiskey Tango, KC3, YWT, third party. Not third party. I'll get third party in a minute. Kilo 4 Golf. Net Control, please check in. A5JVV.
Charlie 3 Yankee Whiskey Tango, JC3YWT, third party.
Alright, this is K2BGF, is Net Control, acknowledging 9 stations. We had KG4 Grayson in Orlando, Florida, Kilo Echo 2, Echo Delta Sierra, 2EGS, Mark in Elma, New York, K8 BWK, Ben in Oregon, Ohio, KM4 WZB, Joe in Claremont, Florida, KC9 TEW, Jeff in Crown Point, Indiana, KC3 YWT, Giovanni in North Cambria, Pennsylvania, with third-party check-ins, AK4G in Jacksonville, Florida, KC3 YWT, a third-party check-in from Northern Cambria, Pennsylvania, and KJ5JVV, Mark in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We also had 3 text check-ins, and 7WZI, Aaron in Lubbock, Texas, Q8U, Bob in Course, Michigan, I think that's how you pronounce it, KE2CCK, Matthew in Frankfort, New York. Alright, this is KE2EGF. First, on down to KG4BUT, Grayson, Orlando, Florida. The question of the night is, have you ever had any livestock?
Oh boy, Ivan, that is a really good question. The closest animal Ivan was a rabbit, named Oreo that we found on a front porch. He died in like 2018 though. But that was the closest livestock. Anyways, back to you.
Yeah, KG4BUT, K2EGF. I actually really like the question they picked for tonight. I have a farm and we have a bunch of livestock, so this is definitely a good question for tonight. Alright, now we're going to pass it down to KE2EDS, Mark, Elma, New York.
Big Ivan. Yeah, the question here is no, I've never had livestock. We've had some rabbits and stuff like that, but no livestock. Have a great evening. You're doing a great job. Enjoy, my friend. KE2EDS, clear.
Alright, 73 to you, Mark. Now we're going to pass on to K8 BWK, Ben in Oregon, Ohio.
Good evening, Ivan. Hope you're doing well there, young man. Yes, we have. My son, when he was 16 years old, had 3 cows for his 4-H project and had them until he was 18 and graduated high school. And then, well, you know where they go from there. Everyone have a great Friday night. Thanks, Ivan. K8BWK.
Thank you for checking in tonight, Ben. Yeah, my county, we're up in here in Niagara County, and we're a very rural area of New York, so 4-H programs, there's about 3 within our county. Well, with that, we're going to pass it on to KM4 WZD, Joe in Claremont, Florida.
Well, hello, Ivan. Good question tonight. It's kind of a hard question for me to answer. First of all, I have a lot of acres, and so I probably should have some livestock, but all I really have is 6 cats and a dog. At one point, we did have bees. We had 3 hives of bees. That was part of a 4-H project. So I don't know if bees count as livestock. I mean, they did, so let's go with that. Anyhow, that's for you this evening. Doing a fine job. KM4 WZD, back to that.
Around here for our 4-H programs, we always have a big livestock auction, and like half the county goes down there, so that's always really popular. I think it's at our fairs, like there's usually like 300 people showing up. o'clock. Alright, 73 is you. Now we're going to on down to KC9 TEW, Jeff in Crown Point, Indiana.
Grayson, Ivan, you're doing a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you. To answer your question, the answer is no, I've never had livestock. It's kind of hard to have that in the middle of the city of Chicago. So, oh well. Back to you, Nat. Have a great night, everybody. KC9 TEW is clear and listening.
Livestock. We're going to pass on down to KC3 YWT, Giovanni in northern Cambria, Pennsylvania, and he also traffic. Please come now.
This is KC3YWT Giovanni in Pennsylvania, and when I was checking in, I accidentally said third party on mine, but my brother did check in third party, so, and it's me, and he checked, yeah. But, no, never had any livestock. It's not livestock, but currently have a dog, and we used to have some cats, but, yeah, back in net control.
Alright, 73 Hugh Giovanni. Now we're going to pass on down to AK4T, James in Jacksonville, Florida.
This evening, this is Jim. I live in a big city. Unfortunately, in the community that I live in, with HOAs and everything, they don't allow us to have any livestock. I did have a friend of mine who had chickens, so I always thought that was a hoot that they got free eggs. So, thanks for all you do. Learned about this youth about 2 weeks ago, and I guess y'all do it Fridays at 8 o'clock, and I thoroughly have enjoyed the last two sessions. 7-3 from AK4G.
Thank you very much for checking in here, Jim. Yeah, chickens are very hard to take care of. I can just say that. I've experienced them before. Alright, with that, we're going to pass on down to KC3 YWT. Third-party traffic from northern Cambria, Pennsylvania.
KC3 YWT, third party, Louis, and we have never had any livestock, but I do have a dog.
Alright, thank you for checking into the next night, 73 BU. Now we're going to pass on down to KJ5 JZZ, Mark in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Hey, yeah, I've never actually had livestock before. On my job that I go to at the place, and there's cows usually on the farmer's land, and horses, and chickens, and pigs, and stuff like that when I cross the land that go to the job site. So, yeah, I run into a lot of them, and then also there's a feed store down the road from where I live, and I go there and get bird feed for the birds, and see a bunch of rabbits and chickens there that they sell, and a bunch of feed and stuff like that. But no, I've never actually owned any livestock. But you guys are doing a great job, and I really enjoyed listening to you guys talk, and really nice night. You guys are doing a great job. KJ5, JBV, back to net control.
Alright, 5 JZZ, this is K2EGF. Thanks for checking in tonight, 73 BU, Mark. Alright, this is K2EGF, chosen as net control for tonight. The question tonight is, have you had any livestock? Alright, I'm going to be taking some new check-ins. Please come now.
November, Victor, November, Mike, N2, VNM, David in Peru. Quebec 4,
Papa Oscar Kilo. Kilo, Quebec 4, Papa Oscar Kilo.
And this is
KL4FRR, KL4FRR.
W85AR, W85, W85AR, South Texas.
Charlie Kilo. Kilo Golf 4, Yankee Victor Sierra, gone.
WB2JPQ, WB2JPQ. 2CMT, Kilo 2, Charlie Mike Tango. K2, MT, Kilo 2, Charlie Mike Tango. KC1, QPL, KC1, QPL. November 2, Zulu, Victor, November, N2ZVN.
Gonzo in Winter Springs, Florida, KO4FRR. Joe in Toronto, Florida, WA5AIR. Charlie in Montgomery, Texas, KE2CCK. Matthew in Frankfort, New York, WE2JPQ. Dick in Eden, New York, K2CMT. Mike in, I really hope I'm going to pronounce this right, Devery, Florida. KA8BYU via the text line. Roy in Blaisdell, New York. AC1 QPL. John in South St. Paul, Minnesota. N2 is EVN. Alan in Kendall, New York. KQ4 GLY. Chris in Parrish, Florida via text line. And W2RBC. Randy in West Seneca, New York via the text line. And we also have KG4YVS, Sean in Asheville, North Carolina. My bad, guys, but I forgot to take the check-ins, the text time, so N7WZI, Alan via the text line in Lubbock, Texas. Are you still with us? Please come now.
You're doing a bang-up job there, bud. Oh, yeah. My sister had horses and a cow. I had rabbits and ducks and pigs for the project. So, yeah. We were doing all that on a 3-acre farm.
Alright, this is K3GF 73U Alan, and now we're going to pass on down to KQ8U via the text line, Bob in Blue Forest, Michigan.
Good evening, Ivan and Esther. I live in the livestock. This is cats, and I had a dog once. You're doing a fine job. 7-3 everyone, KQ8U, back to net.
Alright, 73U Bob, now we're going to pass on down to KE2CCK with Matthew in Frankfort, New York.
Ivan, thank you. KE2CCK here. We do, we got horses and live chickens and roosters, regular chickens. We have
K2EG. Yeah. Alright, I've ran out of my 20 minutes here, so we're going to be passing down to the next net controller that wants to come in here. This is K2EG. Whoever wants to come in next, get the pile up starting with N2VNM. This is K2EGF.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Ivan, for getting those check-in for me. I have N2VMM, David, from Philly, New York. N2VMM, David, from Philly, New York.
Good evening, Grayson. Hope you're having a good night. I have not basically owned any livestock of just regular animals, but I've worked on a few farms through the years. Enjoyed it. It was different. With that, we'll turn it back to net control. This is N2VNM, and we're clear.
Alrighty, sounds good to David. Next up, KQ4 Kilo K, Gonzo from Willow Springs, Florida.
Good evening, on the net. Even though I have spent some time at my grandparents' farm when I was a boy, I personally have never had any livestock. Maybe someday I will. That's their control. This is KQ4, POK clear.
Alright, 742 Gonzo. Next up, KO4 FRR.
Well, hello there, Grayson, and everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a fun time doing the Usenet tonight. My answer would have to be no. I do have 5 acres, and the plan is to have some livestock, but not right now. This is Joe, KO4FRR. Back to you, Grayson.
Alrighty, 732. Next up, WA5AIL, Charlie.
Yeah, good evening. You're doing a good job. Yeah, this is Charlie down on the South Coast Reflector in Texas. And I had at one time when I was raising my 2 daughters, I had a horse, and then I had a donkey. And that was fun having that donkey because one of my children would get out of the yard and go out to pasture. That donkey would grab that dog and whip him. He'd come back, man, he didn't really have nothing to do with that donkey. Between that, my dad had chickens, goats, he had all kinds of animals, hogs, cows, everything, but I've been around a lot of livestock down here in Texas when I was younger. Keep up the good work. I enjoy listening to this net every Friday night from WA5AIR, South Texas. Have a good one, everybody.
Alrighty, 732 Charlie. Next up, KD2 GJ8, sorry for that. Stephanie from Brooklyn, New York.
Hello, Grayson, and everyone on the net. I have to say no to that. It's a little tough keeping livestock here in Brooklyn, New York. Grayson, you're doing a great job. And with that, this is KD2ZJH, back to net control.
Alrighty, 732 Stephanie. Next up, WB2JQ, Dick from Melbourne, New York.
Well, good evening, Grayson. Good evening, everybody. Well, it could be. I had goldfish and a turtle once when I was small, so I don't really think that's going to go into the livestock field, but that's my extensive farming. Keep up the good work. This is WB2JPQ.
Alrighty, so if we see this, next up, T2CMT, Mike.
Good evening, everyone on the net. Let me start off by saying what a fine job you're doing, and Ivan, you as well. Very fine job. I was raised on a farm as a kid, so we had a lot of the livestock around us, everything from Holsteins, better known as fence checkers, pigs, chickens, goats, and then during high school, my part-time job was as a veterinary helper. I was got to ride in the truck with the vet and go to job and from customer to customer, and got to have all sorts of calls and get familiar with livestock of all different persuasions. Everyone have a good evening. This is K2CMD in DeBerry, Florida.
Alrighty, Simply to Roy, next up. Yes, Simply to Mike, sorry. Next up, K8 BYU, Roy from Basildon, New York.
Good evening, Grayson, and everybody on the net. KA8BYU. Well, not really livestock. The most exotic ones were the tarantula and the ball python that we had when I was married to my ex-wife. And, of course, a whole passel of dogs and cats and that, including the two kids I've got right now. So that's about the extent of it. Back to you.
Alrighty, 742 Roy, next C1 2PL, John from South St. Paul, Michigan.
Well, that's close enough. Good evening, everyone. KC1QPL. Interesting topic. I never had livestock, but I had family with farms, and I grew up around Holsteins and Guernseys and Simmental and Angus and chickens and all that. But that was only on summer vacation. You guys are doing a great job. Twice and slowly. That's what I need to remember. Anyway, have a good night. KC1QPL 73.
Alrighty, 742 John. Next up, N2GN Alan from Canada, New York.
Well, good evening, Grayson, and everyone on the net tonight. You guys are doing a great job. I try to make every use net because you guys got some great questions. Let's see. I currently have none and haven't. However, I have a 9-year-old daughter that's in 4-H, and my wife would like goats. So I do foresee in the future that it'll probably happen. I got a couple acres that I could easily make a pasture for them, and so I do foresee it happening. Check back with me on that another year or two. I'll probably have a different answer. Everyone have a great night. N2ZVN, back to net control.
Alrighty, Alan, next up, GOI, Christmas House, Florida.
Good evening, Grayson and I. You guys are doing a great job. No, I've never had any livestock. Back to you, KQ4GOY.
Alright, 722 Claire. Next up, W2RBC, Randy from Winston, New York.
Good
evening, Grayson and everyone on the internet. No, I live in a residential area, so I never had any livestock. I do have a dog, though. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
Alright, 732 Andy. Next up, CG4 YUS Storm from Asheville, North Carolina.
It always.
This is KG4YVS. I grew up on a farm and we had chickens, we had goats, we had a donkey, we had horses, and we had pigs.
Alrighty, 732 Son. Next up, N1 CDM, Carlos from Hollywood, Florida.
Hello, Grayson. How is my favorite ECR net controller doing tonight? I gotta tell you something. You guys are doing an awesome job. I love this net. This is by far my favorite net in the ECR. Don't tell that to Dick, please. I grew up around farm animals, mainly chickens and horses. And I do not own any right now because I live on an HOA and closer to the... But my daughter, she inherited that, and she goes to a local ranch and volunteers anytime she can. So you guys are doing a fantastic job. I'm going to send it back to you. And 1 CBM. Have a great night.
Alrighty, always sounds good to hear you, Carlos. 732. Next up, let's get some more check-ins. Nice, net.
Kilowatt, Echo 2, Echo, Germany, Florida. Kilowatt, Echo 2, Echo, Germany, Florida.
Alpha Bravo 5 Whiskey X-Ray AB5WX.
Kilo Echo 8
Bravo
Victor
Delta
November. Kilo 2
Victor
Bravo
November.
Delta Oscar. Just in and out tonight.
Whiskey Bravo 8 Oscar Delta Foxtrot. B8 ODF. W2 KJB. W2 KJB.
And KB2QBQ, KB2QBQ will be in and out.
KI5 EGI. Kilo India 5 Echo Golf India.
KD2 VNU. KD2 VNU. India 4, Kilo Yankee Sierra. Kilo India 4, Kilo Yankee Sierra.
Hold up. Okay, now. I even from Gasbold, New York. I have WX next from Livingston, Texas. I had came in back local. That you said.
ADMP. I was not part of that net. I missed the beginning part, but from the part that I heard, net control, great job. That you did amazing.
You got your eyes off. Are you checking this net or not? I didn't really understand. Oh, okay, I guess not. So I have WD8 ODF, Dave from the MTNK, Minnesota. I have W South Florida. Have QB2, South Florida that came in out of the in and out. I have CI5 EGI Sam from Collinsville, Oklahoma. Season 2 VNU, Dobie Dam. I have CI4 TYS Henry, Florida. Let's go to the top of the list to Ivan, T2 EGF.
Alright, this is K2EGF. Good evening to you, Grayson, and good evening to everyone on the net. My family owns a farm. My dad owns it, and that farm, we used to have chickens, now we have cows, so we have owned livestock. We're not a part of 4-H, but that is a huge company. We probably have owned some other oh yeah, we also have barn cats down at the farm too, but I don't know if you call those livestock. They act like livestock though, but yeah. Well, this is K3GF. I'm gonna hand it back to my control. 73.
Alrighty, 732
Lima, Yankee, Sierra.
5 WX, Livingston, Texas.
Yankee,
Well, hello,
Sierra.
Grayson. Fine job on the net. This is Alpha Bravo 5 with yeah, we're in Lumberton, Texas, and I was raised on my great-grandpa's farm out in South Lake Charles, and so I was around animals quite a bit. My youngest daughter, Evelyn, she likes horses all the time. She has horse lessons every week, and she goes, and she's been doing it since she was a walk almost. And I'm going to break for third-party traffic here because my oldest, who has autism, Victoria, she would like to get on and tell you her favorite animal. So I'll break for third-party traffic.
Yankee, Sierra.
My favorite animal is a pig because it's pink and stacks with eggs.
Alrighty, 732 Nick. Next up, this one, Donald was even checking into this next. T8 BMP, Donald, Ohio. Are you coming in? Alrighty, I guess not. Let's go to WDA ODF, Dave from Yamstante, Minnesota.
MFS.
Hi, Grayson. This is Dave, WB8ODF, and I want to pause for whoever is trying to must have some kind of emergency or something. He's tried to check in about 8 times.
We can not take emergency traffic as of right now. Let's go to, but what is your answer for tonight's question? Dave, are you going to
Okay, I'm going to guess that they went
question?
away for a minute. Doing a great in
I can't really think if I had any livestock, but I have grown up around a whole lot of livestock, and the only difference is they're on the other side of the fence. As long as they're over there, I'm good. Grayson, doing a great job, and thanks for inviting me into the net. This is Dave, WB8 ODF in Ypsilanti, Eastern Michigan, about 25 miles west of Detroit. Have a great rest of the net.
Alrighty, 736 Dave. Next up, W2KJV, Tony, Florida.
Good evening, Grayson. This is W2KJV, Tony, in West Hassa, Florida. We're at 74 degrees. You're doing a fine job as always. And no, I caught a field rabbit when I was about 10 years old, but I don't count that as livestock. My grandmother squished it. She thought it was a rat. She was from the old country. Anyway, you're doing a great job. 7-3 all. W2, KJV. Back to you, Grace.
Alrighty, 732 Tony. Next up, KD2. Wait, no, never mind. She was in and out. Next up, KI5 EGI Sam from Collinsville, Oklahoma.
Hello, this is KI5 EGI Sam from Oklahoma. I don't have any livestock now, but I did grow up on a family farm, and we had cows, horses, chickens, and pigs. Good net tonight. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Net Control.
Alrighty, 732 Sam. Next up, I'm getting handed over to Ivan, K2 EGF. And take it on, Ivan. Ivan, I'm Luca. Sorry.
Alright, thank you, Grayson. This is Luca, KD2YEZ in Whitney Point, New York. Hopefully I'm sounding good tonight. Reminder that the text line is open. The number is 716-317-9050, and it's not for in and out. That's only for people who want to stick around and answer the question. Let me finish off the list that Grayson had. I've got Derby Dan, KD2VNU. And Dan, have you had any livestock?
Good evening, Luca. Good evening, Grayson and Ivan, and everybody else that's joined so far this evening. If I count the wilds come in and out of the yard there from the woods there, but I guess you're looking for actual livestock, so that would be a no. I live in an urban area. Thanks for having me. You're doing a great job, guys. KD2VNU.
Alright, thank you, Dan. Grayson, I'm pretty sure you remember that it's my turn now. Up next, we've got Henry, KI4KYS. Henry, KI4KYS, are you still with us? Alright, seems like Henry was in and out. Let's go to Bill and 2VH, who's up next. And Bill, have you ever had any livestock?
Hey, good evening, Luca and everybody. You guys doing a great job. And no, never owned any livestock, just the usual pets and pet alligator. M2BH.
All right, thank you, Bill. And I think the people down in Florida automatically have livestock because they get alligators in their backyards just by living there. Up next, we got Andy KF0CSI.
Well, good evening, Luke. The answer is yeah, I grew up on a farm. And we had pigs, cows. My goodness, we had everything. I used to milk goats back in the day. We had goats we would milk. So yes, I have had livestock.
Thank you, Andy. And the cats take care of themselves and the mice. Thank you for checking in. Have a great weekend. That was the bond list, so let's start a new one. New stations, you'd like to come and join me and answer tonight's question, please come now with your call signs twice and slowly.
Four Golf 1 November Yankee Sierra 4T1 NYM Steven.
November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
All right, we have Steven 4G1 NYS and Roger N4RHE. Is there anybody else? Call signs twice and slowly, please.
This is KF0TQR, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Tango, Quebec, Romeo, checking in.
Kilo Echo 2 Charlie X-Ray Quebec KE2 CXQ.
Kilo Juliet 5 Kilo India Quebec KJ5 KIQ. Ryan in Grand Rapids.
Kilo Echo 4 Mike Sierra KE4 MSN.
All right, we got Woe KE4MSM, Ryan KJ5 KIQ, Dawn KE2CXQ, Brandon KF0DQR. All right, let's go up to Steven KG1NYS. And Steven, have you ever had any livestock?
Oh, good evening there, and good morning, good Saturday morning from here in the Philippines. This is 4 Golf 1 November Yankee Sierra 4G1 NYS. My name is Steven, and to answer your question, we used to have hog racing. We were racing a lot of pigs that would be exported for roasting and everything else that is related to meat. But we pivoted to real estate instead. We're developing exclusive villages for those who are in the middle class and the rich. But but having a hog farm when I was smaller was worth it. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm also extending my 7th week to Grayson and all the kids who were the net controller for this edition of the YouthNet, and I'm sending it back to control.
All right, thank you, Stephen. Have a good morning there in the Philippines. And yes, the net controllers for tonight was Grayson, Ivan, and me, Luca. Thank you for checking in. Have a great rest of your day. And let's go to Roger and 4RHE.
KD2YHZ. Good evening, Luca. November 4, Romeo Teleco. You all sound? I lived on a farm in the Ozarks for 1 year. We had horses, chickens, a garden, and cows. I helped pull breech calves, an experience I'll never forget. And I have castrated calves. Butter is most delicious. I am enthusiast. Return to that.
All right, thank you, Roger. Have a great weekend. Up next, I've got Brandon, KF0DQR. KF0DQR. Brandon, are you still with us?
This is KF0TQR. My name is Colin. Here.
Oh, yes, Colin, KF0TQR. We got the T mixed up with the D. Colin, you're up, and have you ever had any livestock?
Well, first off, thank you very much for having me in the net. Have I had any livestock? Yes, I have. During COVID, I was in high school, and my cousins and decided, I think we want to do some chickens. So we bought some chickens from Bombars, and we bought turkeys. I even remember the night that we bought the chickens. It was a beautiful Nebraska day, but then there was a blizzard rolling over into the neck, so we had to bring them inside our garage. So yes, I have had livestock, had chickens. We butchered them, and the turkeys, they just got fat and old. But it was a fun time. Back to the net.
Had some turkeys, but the turkeys became Thanksgiving dinner, and our chickens started laying eggs, so that's great. Thank you for checking in, Colin. Have a great weekend. Up next, I've got Don, KE2CXQ.
Good evening, Luca, and the rest of the crew running this net. You guys are doing great. As far as livestock, we had was a small pony back in the 1980s, I believe. Ended up here. We had to move to town. So back to the net and keep up the good work. KE2CXQ clear.
All right, thank you, Don. Have a great weekend. Up next, I've got Ryan, KJ5KIQ.
It's great to be on the net. This is my first time hopping on. I'm actually demoing him to someone who might be interested. So I have never owned livestock, but TJ, who I'm demoing for, has owned chickens, hogs, and turkeys in the last year. This is KJ5KIQ back to net control. Thank you guys, 73.
Alright, thank you, Ryan. Have a great week. And I hope you come back next week. We're here Fridays at 8 p.m. till about 9 p.m. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter. Alright, up next, Whoa, KE4MSM.
Hello, Luca. Good evening to you and everybody else on the net. As for owning livestock, no. I was born and raised in the city. But with that being said, when I was much younger, years ago, my mom's uncle had a farm, and we stayed with him for a while, for a week or so. I believe 2 weeks has been so long. And there was plenty of livestock there. I was able to, as a treat for me, I was able to milk a cow, which I thought was one of the neatest things anybody can do at the time. There were a lot of chickens around. I was able to feed them, and I thought that was a lot of fun as well. Yeah, there were a lot of livestock on our farm, and I thought it was pretty neat to see all that, being a city guy like I was at the time. So that's my story. Look up. So I'll hand it back to you. KE4MSM, back to that.
Alright, thank you. Well, have a great weekend. And up next and last on this list, I have Vicky, KEAVKY.
Hey Luca, how's it going? Chickens. That's it. Isn't considered a livestock. KAPKY.
Alright, thank you, Vicky. This is KD2YHZ in Whitney Point, New York. And I have a couple minutes left, so I'm going to take a couple more check-ins, and then I'll turn the repeater back to regular use. So, some extra call sign, or some more call signs, more check-ins. Please come now with your call twice and slowly.
Kilo 7, November Yankee Charlie. KK7 NYC, Doug.
Kilo 2, Papa Mike Sierra. Kilo 6, Lima November India, K6LNI.
Alright, let's hold it up right there. We have Lancelot, K6LNI, Paul, K2 BMS, and Doug, KK7NYC. Is there anybody else? Call signs twice and slowly, please.
Kilo 6, Alpha Delta Sierra, K6ADS.
FLO, KE2, FLO, Mike.
We got Andrew, K6ADS, and that last station was at Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Lima Oscar. Can I have correction on that call sign, please?
Foxtrot Limo Oscar.
Alright, and I see you are New Ham. Can I get a name, please, to go with our log, please? Alright, let's go to Doug, KK7NYC. And Doug, have you ever had any...
No livestock. Let's see, the neighbors, I think, have some chickens in their backyard. The little boy's raising them, so that's as close as the livestock get to me. Doing a good job, Luca, KK7NYC.
Thank you, Doug. Up next, we've got Paul, K2PMS.
Thank you, everyone. On their...
Alright, thank you, Paul. I heard a little bit there, but you were cutting in and out. Thank you for checking in. Have a great weekend. Next, I have K6LNI Lancelot.
This is K6LNI. Hey, can you repeat that question again? Something about livestock?
Yeah, sure thing. The question of tonight is, have you ever had any livestock?
No, sir, I never have. But my neighbors have, so that's the closest I've ever gotten to it. Thanks for running the net. Back to you, K6LNI.
Alright, thank you, Lancelot. Have a great weekend. Up next is Andrew, K6ADS.
Thank you very much, Net Control. No livestock for me, but my family has. K6ADS.
KE2SLO Mike, and he's a brand new ham. I think he got his license earlier today or yesterday. Mike, you ever had any livestock?
Good evening, Luca. No, I have not ever had any livestock, but when I was younger, I had some relatives that had a horse farm, and they bred dogs, and had some other animals, so I've been around them, but none myself. And yes, I'm a new ham, and this is the first net that I got to check into. I've been enjoying listening, over the last couple months, and I'm happy to finally get to participate in your net tonight. I'd like to thank you guys, Luca, Grayson, and Ivan. You guys are doing a great job, and 73.
Alright, thank you, Mike, and welcome to the hobby. I hope you join us next week and join the other nets with East Coast Reflector, and hope you enjoy it. Alright, this is Luca, KD2YHZ, Whitney Point, New York, and I'll be closing off the net. Tonight, about 60% of people have never raised or had livestock. A lot of other people had a wide variety. Checked in. All the other net controllers and the facilitators of the East Coast Reflector. I'll be repeater regular use now. This is KD2YHZ 73.
DJ5, KIQ listening.
The proper Kerchunk anyway. You can say that much for it. And 4ZM. Just really know what an improper Kerchunk was. And 4ZM.